a topic which, for those that know me, you're going to laugh, okay? So before I introduce the topic, I'm going to tell you how this came about. So we get an email asking if you want to volunteer yourself, and obviously I did. And the email came from Jason, and it said, congratulations, you're going to be talking about, based on what you've answered, we think your best fit will be talking about time management. I'm so glad there was some laughs there, because that was my team. And they know that time management actually isn't my strong point at all. But I'm going to use my negative, if you like, to become my superpower. And I'm pretty sure, hopefully, it'll inspire you guys as well that struggle with time management. So I'm going to be talking to you a bit about time management. I'm going to talk to you a little about setting goals, knowing where you're going to set the bigger picture. So before I start, I need to see if I've got some people in the audience. Please put your hand up and show me if you are not very good with time management, if you struggle, thank God. You're my people, by the way, you're my people. Okay, can I say that the opposite? Where are the really organised people? Be brave. Put your hand right up. I salute you because I would love to be more like you. I really would love to be more like you. Okay, so being a bit vulnerable here, guys. I am not the most organised person. I am a procrastinator. And I'm not great with time management, okay? But it hasn't stopped me getting superstar director. It hasn't stopped me being really successful, earning trips and all of that jazz and hitting my own personal goals, okay? It's more about how you use that weakness to become a positive, okay? So, we need to know where we're going. Basically, to help you stop procrastinating, help your time management, you need to have a set idea of where you're going, what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Now, I have only got 10 minutes, so I'm trying to talk fast. And I am shaking, by the way. So, the first thing I want you to do, you're going to do this in your book. As you know, I used to be a teacher. So the teacher comes out in me. I want you to find a blank page, and I want you to draw a line. You know, you can turn your page sideways if you like, if it makes it easier. I was going to do it on the board, but I won't bother. So you're going to draw a line all the way across the middle of your page, and you need to be able to write on that line. And on the very beginning of that line, I want you to write where you are right now. So are you a certified consultant? Are you a superstar director? Are you somebody who's getting active every month? Are you maybe somebody who does 500 PRV every month? Just write where you are right now. Everybody's will be a little bit different. Where you are. And then the other end of your line, I want you to write where you want to be. So just to give you some examples, it might be that you want to grow a team. It might be that you want 1,000 PRV a month, 2,000 PRV a month. Do you want to hit star director, superstar director? Do you want to earn a trip? There's so many things that this business can give you. Okay, but you need to know where you want to go, and everyone's goal is different, and it doesn't matter whether your goal is that you want to be active every month consistently, or whether you want to be a superstar director. Everyone's goal means something to them. It's about you, and everyone's goal is slightly different. Now I'm going to help you fill in the tasks in the middle and talk a little bit about time management to actually help you with the income producing tasks that need to go in the middle to get to where you want to go. Because now you know where you want to go, hopefully we can come up with some tasks to fill in the blanks, okay? You've got to break it down a little bit, because sometimes if you think, I just want to be a director, how many of you, maybe you're looking at that end goal, but you've got no idea what to do to get there? Put your hand up if that's you. Be honest. These are what these type of events are for, because you've got a perfect opportunity to go and talk to all the different people in the room. You can go and talk to superstar directors, star directors. You can go and talk to somebody that you've never met before, someone from another team. Heidi and Orville. There's so many people that have been where you are right now that can help you to get to where you want to go, okay? So, for me as an SSD, believe it or not, the goal never changes. You still need an end goal. There never is an end goal with Sensi. And I think we say that a lot. There is never an end goal because there's always something bigger and better to strive for. For me, I look at annual sales, annual mentor. Those are goals that I set myself. They are. Dare I say it, add income disclosure, the £10,000 paycheck. Not a lot of people talk about money in this country. because it's a bit of a taboo subject. Who wants a £10,000 paycheck? I do. Yeah, I'd like that consistent. And then really the biggest thing for me is to bring others with me. My team, that's my biggest goal. I want to bring people with me. I have got a big team who are here today. And that for me makes me so proud. So that is something I want to continue growing. That's on my continuum, on my line. Okay, so, as I said to you, I'm a pro procrastinator. How do we get there? Now, I must admit, little quote from Jessie Lee. If you don't know who she is, look her up on Instagram. She's amazing. One of the quotes she said is, if your goal is big enough and it means something to you, procrastination will decrease. Because you'll be so set for that goal, you will be in the mindset, in the focus for it. Finding that focus, like Jason said at the beginning. So, I got introduced to something called brain dumping. It sounds really, really weird. From Carla Hunter. We did some training with her last year or the year before. And she said to me, I brain dump. And I was like, what's a brain dump? I was like, that sounds interesting. And since she introduced it to me, it's worked for me in my business. For someone that's not very organised, my desk is always a mess, my office always looks like Worldtour III. My husband walks in and he's like, how do you work like this? I'm like, don't know, but it works. So, what she suggested was weekly, she writes down a list of all the things that she needs to achieve. I love a list. I love ticking off a list. It's just a teacher in me, I believe. But I love to tick off a list, and I know lots of people do as well. So I basically will write down a list of all the things that I need to do. So if I'm looking for PRV that month, I might be looking at, I don't know, I need 200 PRV this week. How's it going to get there? What am I going to do to achieve it? And I write down the things that I need to do. So it might be follow up with my customers. It might be to have 2 join conversations in there. It might be to make sure I'm posting on my social media once a day or more than once a day. All the things I need to do go on the list. So I'm going to ask you to write down, if you can, 10 things. Yeah, 10. That's quite a big number. But 10 things that might help you to get to where you want to go. So for example, if you wrote, did give an example. If you wrote that you wanted to be a director, for example, you need 4 consultants within your downline or your organisation that would all hit star consultant figures. It is that simple. When I look at that, I'm like, I had that light bulb moment this week. I was watching some training and I was like, oh, literally the light bulb went on inside me. So hopefully that might help you. If you want to sell 500 PRV a month, that is 16 PRV a day, which is selling 3 wax bars a day. Hands up if you could sell 3 wax bars a day. Everyone's hand should be up. You can sell 3 wax bars a day. Yeah, you can. It is that simple. So I want you to write down 10 actions to help you get to where you're going. If you need to ask the person next to you, they will help you. And while you do, I'm going to get a drink. No, 10, Claire. Can't cheat. Okay, you've got another minute because otherwise Jason's going to cut me off. He's laughing at me. Okay, if you've got some down, doesn't matter if you haven't got 10, if you've got 5 at least. Okay, so the next part of your brain dump that you need to do, and this is the hard bit, this is the bit that I struggle with, you're going to prioritise. Okay, so I started to do this, I do this weekly now. You're going to prioritise. So you're going to number your list, the most important thing to the least important thing. So the most important thing might be following up with your customers if you're aiming to get 200 PRV. That's an income producing activity. Not making, I know that I love making, do I love making samples? Sometimes I like making samples when I've got time, okay? And that isn't really income producing unless you're giving them out. Okay, unless you're giving them out to lots and lots of people. So you need to look at that list and be like, okay, what's actually gonna help me hit that goal? Where does the focus need to be? And you're gonna number them. Number 1, the most important, so write numbers next to them. Number 2, number 3, number 4. Other things that I also do is I make sure that I've got something on that list that's for me personally and my family, something on that list that's for my team, very important, and then 2 things on that list for my customers. The reason I've got 2 things on that list for my customers is because they're my bread and butter. They're the most important thing that are going to keep my business running round. Because every time you sponsor a customer, and you need to replace them, so that you can keep that constant stream of PRV coming in. And if you're struggling to sponsor new customers, it's where it's at. These are the type of income producing activities, finding new customers. These are the type of things that you can focus on, put your focus into. Oh, I'm getting waved, 2 minutes. Put your focus into, and it will change your business. So, let me see how much more. A couple of other tips, these are just a few things. Keep it simple, okay? Keep it simple. Once you've got that list, focus on it, work on it, get it done. Block yourself some time to get number 1 and number 2 done. The most important things, eat that frog. If you've not read it, give it a read. I read it, still procrastinate, but I'm better, okay? Avoid the fluff, but make sure you do what you love. You hear that a lot in this, avoid the fluff. Don't do the things that are, fluffy. Designing leaflets. I love a leaflet design, but I guarantee you, someone out there has already done it. Use it, okay? But still do things that you love, that bring you joy. That's really important. Work in your pockets of time. You hear that all the time. If you need help with how to do that, speak to my rockstar director, Georgie Snedden. She'll give you a wave. She's got the red hair, orange top on. She works like God knows how many hours and still manages to smash her sense of business. So if you need help with that, go find her. She'll kill me for that. And you also do not need an office, okay? I work from my phone absolutely anywhere. You don't need an office. You don't need a room at the end of your garden. You can work from anywhere. Lastly, if you fail, I'm nearly done, Jason. I know you're cutting me. If you fail, failure is the opposite of success, okay? It is part of success. It is part of success. You need to fail to be able to look back and see how far you've come. Sometimes you've got to fail, and then you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off. It's not every superstar director, every director you see in the room, every star director you see in the room has failed at something. We've all had, no, I don't want to join your team. We've had those people that don't believe in network marketing. We've had, teamies that show up and then they don't do anything, and they join and they don't work. We've had all of those things. They're not failures, they're just part of your success. They're part of your story and they're part of your chapter. So don't give up, reflect and take action.